Gold and Diamond Miners Association blames porous border for upsurge in COVID-19. Fire destroys furniture factory. Guyana seeking oil marketing company in the region. Bermuda's teachers agree to pay cut. And internationally, Pakistan Airlines suspends 150 pilots over alleged license fraud. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. Last night, the ND&S furniture store and factory in La Jalousie, West Coast Demerara, was gutted by fire. The blaze started after 10 p.m. and quickly consumed the building. The fire also damaged a nearby home. However, firefighters were able to contain the blaze to the factory. Millions of dollars in furniture and equipment were destroyed. According to reports, this is actually the second fire to have destroyed the store in the last 10 years. The cause of this fire remains unknown. Nevertheless, an investigation is underway. The Gold and Diamond Miners Association blames the nation's porous border for the recent upsurge of COVID-19 cases in mining areas. More from Bibi Backers.
Today, the Guyana Gold and Diamond Miners Association in a press release stated that they are alarmed by the recent upsurge of COVID-19 cases in certain mining areas. The GGDMA asserts that most of the cases can be traced and connected to illegal cross-border activity at mining landings and areas where miners dwell. These borders remain porous due to lack of enforcement at the crossing and other border control measures which must be addressed immediately by the authorities. The GGDMA is also calling for the authorities to remove illegal shops from the landings that breach the COVID-19 guidelines, including the curfew. Camp managers must also follow the guidelines and enforce the rules established to ensure the safety of all workers on the mining camp. In the meantime, the association continues to work with PAHO to develop a guideline for mining. This is expected to be completed by next week. For Headline News Update, Bibi Backers.
Thanks, Bibi. Elroy Oral Bristol is wanted by the police in relation to possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking, committed on the 23rd of June 2020 at Patrick's Dam and Goys Avenue, New Amsterdam, Berbice. Anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of Elroy Oral Bristol is asked to contact the police on telephone number 333-2151, 226-7065, 911, or your nearest police station. All information will be treated with the strictest confidence. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, money for Gaisuco incoming, and Guyana seeking oil marketing company.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness, or join our Beccaphonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-stand 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I could do here.
Hi guys, my name is Ms. Singh and I'm the senior teacher at the Agriculture After School program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online site, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379. I can call them now. Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Welcome back. The Georgetown Mayor and City Council today announced that it will be expanding tax relief for individuals and businesses in keeping with the council's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. City Mayor Pandit Ubrajnaran said the municipality has also decided not to charge interest on the general rates and taxes for 2020, only commencing from June 22nd to December 2020. He said, quote, while the mayor and city council of Georgetown has offered the tax relief waiver on the interest for general rates and taxes for the year 2020, interest for the previous years remain unchanged, Mayor Narayan said in a press statement. Ratepayers are encouraged to take advantage of the waiver on the interest for general rates and taxes for the year 2020. For further information, members of the public are encouraged to contact the office of the town clerk via telephone number 226-7717. The Department of Energy is currently looking for a company to market its share of the profit oil from the Liza Destiny offshore Guyana. Here's Esther Sobers with more.
The government is currently looking to contract an oil marketing company for marketing of its Guyana's crude oil entitlement from the Liza Destiny FPSO. In February, the Department of Energy issued an invitation for the expression of interest for a company. 34 companies replied. According to the Department of Energy, a 5-member evaluation committee was formed tasked with producing a short list of companies. After a detailed check of each firm's expression of interest for general and technical data in relation to qualifications and experience pertinent to the assignment at hand, and as was required to be submitted in the request for expression of interest. This activity has now been completed successfully, and the short list of companies, 19 in total, will progress at the next phase of the procurement process and exclusively and at the same time receive the request for proposal. The Department of Energy is looking forward to successfully completing this next phase and appointing a marketing partner. It hopes to complete this process this year. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. CEO of NISL, Colvin Heath London, has disclosed that Gaisuka will be receiving financial assistance soon. Earlier in May, Gaisuko's chairman John Dow had written the president regarding the sugar company's current financial issues. However, it was conveyed that the, quote, prevailing national circumstances, coupled with the challenges of COVID-19 and a reduced national income, rendered the Treasury incapable of providing a bailout to Gaisuko. End quote. Responding to the company's request for assistance, the Ministry of Finance reminded them of a $30 billion bond that was backed by NISL's assets and guaranteed by the government of Guyana was secured through NISL to retrofit and revitalize the 3 remaining sugar estates. During the period of July 2018 to February 2020, over $9 billion was dispersed to Gaisuko to fund its capital and operational expenditure, much of which was outside the terms of the bond. It was disclosed that NISL, through the Special Purpose Unit, sold lands that were vested to it and garnered deposits of $2.1 billion. The full sum was used to offset bond payments that became due in May 2020. The balance of $1.5 billion for the land will be paid over to NISL when the vesting orders are signed and gazetted. CEO Heath London said the money should be handed over by this week, from which Gaisuko will benefit. Don't go away, coming up after the break. Bermuda teachers agree to pay cut, and Pakistan Airlines suspends 150 pilots over alleged license fraud.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-end 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Hi guys, my name is Ms. Singh and I'm the senior teacher at the Literature After School program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online side, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379. I can call them now. Hidden treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Bermuda's teachers have voted to take a 10% salary cut for a year as the government battles to deal with the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic. The Bermuda Union of Teachers, BUT, and associated staff unanimously backed the move. One teacher at the meeting told reporters that it was agreed that the salary cut would start in September when schools are due to reopen. Premier David Burt said earlier this week that belt-tightening measures faced by all government employees would not affect take-home pay. He added, quote, "I do not wish to classify this as a pay cut. It is savings. There is no public officer who will be taking home fewer funds with the proposal that is going forward from the government to the union membership for ratification." End quote. News of the agreement came after Commissioner of Education Kalmar Richards was forced on Monday to retract a claim that the BUT could not go ahead with the meeting because it clashed with training days. Brazilian healthcare workers are struggling to control the spread of COVID-19 in rural areas. Al Jazeera's Manuel Rapallo reports.
Public health workers arriving at this riverside village in Brazil are screening for COVID-19. This community sits on the edge of a tributary of the Amazon River, several hours from the nearest health clinic, and many here, like Maria Luisa Costa, are falling ill. She's tested positive for coronavirus, but she says she's glad healthcare workers are on site.
Yes, I'm surprised. We weren't expecting this, but thank God healthcare workers have been coming. We're very happy to be able to get this service at home, and it's better for us here who live in riverside communities and who have limited access.
Brazil has recorded more than 1 million cases of coronavirus, making it the worst hit country in Latin America. Screening for coronavirus has brought health workers to some communities that have never had contact with public health services.
It's complicated due to the difficulty of accessing riverside communities. There are some that are very hard to get to, but we're recovering day by day, coming back from the difficulties that will always be there. What helps us is this result.
Health workers in the field have identified hundreds of infections in this part of the country, though many who become ill are often diagnosed too late. Officials from the town of Portel say some people live as far as 36 hours away, making ambulance boats their only lifeline.
We use the ambulance boats to get to hard-to-reach places, bringing services to preserve the lives of people of Marajo. This makes a difference when battling COVID-19, and today we are in a tireless fight during this time of the pandemic.
Coronavirus arrived to this part of Brazil in April and has since spread farther upstream into more remote parts of the country. Manuel Rapalo, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, Pakistan's national carrier has grounded a third of its pilots after an investigation found they may have cheated to get their licenses. The fraud came to light during an investigation into a plane crash that killed 97 people in May. Al Jazeera's Osama bin Javadid reports.
Atif Raja's brother was among the victims in last month's plane crash in Pakistan. 98 people were killed when a Pakistan International Airlines flight went down in the southern city of Karachi. Atif holds the airline responsible.
Within days of Asif's death, my father also died of the shock and grief. Pakistan and the civil aviation caused this tragedy, which was avoidable had the government taken action after all the previous crashes.
There have been at least 10 plane crashes in Pakistan in the past 17 years. Preliminary investigations suggest the crash in May was caused by human error. Investigators found the pilots were discussing the coronavirus pandemic minutes before attempting to land and reportedly ignored instructions by the air traffic controller. The investigation also cast doubts over pilot training. Licensing too has come under the spotlight after the aviation minister revealed nearly 1 in 3 of Pakistan's pilots could have acquired licenses through fraud.
Out of 860 pilots, there are 262 licenses, and exams are dubious. It includes PIA and other private airlines. Some are also employed by international airlines.
150 pilots have been grounded immediately and inquiries initiated against the rest. The Supreme Court has asked the Civil Aviation Authority to clarify the situation within 2 weeks. Other pilots say they are shocked and are calling for a thorough investigation.
Why were they renewed every year? Why were they even issued? This is a big question. On behalf of Pakistan Airline Pilots Association, we do not endorse, we do not accept any dubious method in obtaining this license. So we definitely demand a transparent inquiry into this, and we should be informed who these people are and all the people involved, whether they're in the Civil Aviation Authority or the individuals involved.
Experts believe corruption within Pakistan's aviation industry runs much deeper.
In many cases, I've corrupt pilots' licenses that I've seen. There has been institutional corruption, and there's just several disconnections within the system that usually it takes the investigators going back through everything with a fine-tooth comb later on to find out.
During his election campaign, Prime Minister Imran Khan had promised wide-ranging reforms and transparency in the running of the national carrier. But 2 years on, there have been no major changes to combat endemic corruption. It's not just the pilots. Claiming false academic credentials is a much wider issue in Pakistan. Even the minister who revealed the dubious license holders was himself suspended previously for holding a fake diploma. The crash investigation has recommended scrutiny and analysis of aircrew records related to fitness, licensing, training records, and information about crew scheduling and rest periods during the previous month. But the families of the victims say they are no closer to justice. They are demanding that those responsible for ignoring passenger safety be held accountable. Osama bin Javed, Al Jazeera.
That's all for today's regional and international news. Here is your 3-day weather forecast. That's all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in Monday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Also, visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for all the news we couldn't fit in the newscast. Until then, take care.